So, being a video editor, by me saying being a video editor, makes me sound like being a video editor is a prestigious job. It isn't. That's coming from somebody who is a video editor. So, being a video editor, you don't rely on how strong you are, how fit you are, or how you rely on other people. What you rely on is a program to do most of the legwork that your brain really needs. That legwork can often crash, crumble down, and just be the most depressing thing that you've ever done in your entire life or ever used. Yeah, I don't know where this is going. Obviously, we have all seen these tier lists, right? And I don't fit into a lot of the categories that people do the tier lists in. And just like the greats, I'm gonna do what exactly a 5-year-old kid eating sushi on camera did, and that is steal his idea. Nothing like a 25-year-old taking an inspiration from a 5-year-old. Legal purposes, remove that. Yeah. So, I have brought together all of the editing programs that I have ever used. Why did I say it like that? I've brought together all the editing programs that I've ever used in my complete career of video editing. So, throughout my journeys of editing Call of Duty videos, some Assassin's Creed montages, and oh Christ, I realise I'm missing an important one. Big boy has entered the party. So, we're going to start off with the big boy himself, Premiere Pro. The absolute Don, the Al Pacino of video editing softwares, Premiere Pro. You are going to go to the A tier. I think Premiere Pro is an absolute smashing software. It covers all the chords. It is, it's straight. It can do a variety of things. You start to do motion effects in it now, which is pretty good. The only downside is it just crashes every 2 seconds. And let's go on to this next one. This next one that we have is Avid Media Composer. When Avid Media Composer was the main editing software for a lot of massive movies and all that shit. But a couple of the unis were like, Premiere Pro is our main because that's the industry standard. And then a couple other universities, and these are all big universities, came on and went, oh, Avid Media Composer is the big boy. We're going to be using that because it is industry standard. So, I learnt Avid Media Composer at uni. It was such a ball ache that we had the keyboards, we had all the stickers telling you where everything was going to be, because fuck, it was the most complicated thing to get around. I'm gonna go to B tier. It's a strong, powerful composer, right? It's bloody good. Too complicated for what it is. Okay, then the godfather of video editing software, and that is Windows Movie Makers. Okay, and I'm going to say this from a complete legit perspective, from somebody who started out on Windows Movie Maker. Windows Movie Maker is straight up S tier, you know? Oh my god, from what I remember, it was solid. It never really used to crash. It did the exact job that it was set out to be. It wasn't trying to be anything else. It didn't do anything overly complicated. All the buttons were easy to find, you know. 13-year-old me could make his way around Windows Movie Maker. But yes, it is an absolute S tier. It was solid. It did the job. It wasn't trying to be nothing that it wasn't trying to be. It was Gordon Ramsay of video editing software. Okay, Filmora. Filmora is decent. It hasn't really cut any strides. It hasn't done anything fantastic. I don't know why you would get Filmora over anything else. That's why Filmora is going to go into C tier. So I think for editing softwares like Filmora, right, is you are in an insanely competitive space for free, good, and experienced editing softwares. Where there's way more support. So you have to do something completely different, right? You're gonna be doing something completely different. And so that's why you're going in C tier, because C tier is like bog standard, right? If you've got nothing else or somebody gifted you this for Christmas, then you'd be like, oh, cheers, it's Filmora. Okay, now, so Camtasia, right? This is a fast one. Camtasia is absolute horse shit, right? That's going straight into F tier. You, mate, are staying there. You're going to be there for the rest of your life because, Jesus, sort yourself out, right? I better make these into squares. I'll just squish them, right? Squish them. Right, the next one is Powerdirector. Right, so I dabbled in Powerdirector. When Battlefield 3 came out, I made a trailer with the free version of Powerdirector, and I actually use Powerdirector because Adobe have removed their editing software off Samsung and Android tablets, which don't get me started, right? Don't get me started. But I got Powerdirector on there. I actually gave it a whirl, and it's pretty damn good. I haven't used the desktop version in a long time, but the tablet version, which is I think like £40 for a year on my tablet, which means when I go to clients and I need to play back videos, clips, whatever, I can actually just do it on the fly, and it's pretty damn good. So I'm gonna put that in a. It's not as good as Premiere Pro. It's better than Avid, and it's very accessible, and it's very, very well priced, and it does what it does. It's not okay. It's a B tier. It's a B tier. Let's stick with a B tier now. Okay, here's a bloke that I have, or a lady, or whoever it is, who I have a long time relationship with. If you don't recognize the V, it is Sony Vegas Pro. Right, Sony Vegas Pro. I see so many people hating on it. So many people. Yes, it used to crash. Yes, it didn't always work the way that you wanted it to work. Yes, it had terrible issues with rendering rolling shutters into videos for some strange reason. And yes, it didn't have that many accessible rendering formats, but I'm gonna say this now, right? I'm gonna say this now. It was one of the most advanced and easily accessible, and still probably a software. I tell people, if you want to start at the bog standard, unfortunately the price sucks, right? The price is awful. The price is awful. But that was probably one of the best softwares I could ever learn video editing on. And it did. I learned all of my video editing on a cracked, please don't sue me, I bought a Sony camera. I'm pretty sure I paid it off buying your product, so leave me alone. It is easily one of the best softwares because its cutting and dragging and organizational timeline features were so good. Like if you wanted to do a fade in, you didn't have to go to the editing panel. You didn't have to, jam here, jam there, jam everywhere, right? You could just drag and drag the corner of a clip and just, add it on. It was so easy. I'm probably banging on way too much about it, so disagree with me. Haters are gonna hate, but I am straight up putting Vegas Pro in S tier. Oh God. Okay, no, it's definitely not S tier. I'm taking that back. Right, we'll roll back. It's A tier. The only problem is the price. Lumen 5. I have no idea what Lumen 5 is, so let's just go with a good old D. D's like, don't really know it. And then the next one we've got is Adobe Rush. Adobe Rush sucks. I understand what Rush was trying to do, but unfortunately, while trying to do something, it was also not doing anything. Do you get what I mean? It wasn't trying to do anything. It's shit, and it's hard to use. It doesn't make any sense. So compared to something like Powerdirector, which I've actually used, Powerdirector is way better than Rush, like way better. And it's actually upsetting because for an Android user, that I have no options on my tablet apart from Powerdirector. I don't know what Adobe are doing. Like, Premiere's so good. Squeeze it into a Premiere version, but you can't. There's like barely a timeline feature. It's ass. All right, then you've got this one. It's a Premiere product. What is it? We're gonna need to do some research. So what I'm guessing is it's called Premiere Elements. I have no idea. I've never used it before, and because I've never used it means it's not good. So I have no idea how to really grade it. It sounds alright, but if it's anything like Rush, wait. Why have I put Rush in bloody C? Rush needs to go down to D. Jesus. Start to think, do I even think when I'm making these videos? Okay, After Effects is absolute A tier. S tier? No. Is it B tier? Because it does crash a lot, but what it can do is S tier. The only downside is that it's got crap timeline. The timeline sucks in After Effects. I wish I did something a little, yeah. If they updated that timeline, it'd be so nice. Getting a waveform in After Effects is a headache. Then the next one we got is Blender. Right, so I've only used Blender a tiny bit. It's insanely good, and it's also insanely hard. The learning curve is extremely steep, but if you can crack that, then you're laughing. It's easy. I think you've got nothing to worry about. So I'm going to put Blender in a B tier because I think it's absolutely free. you can do loads of stuff with it and do 3D design, which I'm currently kind of learning that, and a bit of Unreal Engine, which is also free, has an editing software now built into it, and apparently it's insanely good. So that's going to have to be something that we check out. So Final Cut Pro X. As you can see, I am a Windows user. I've always been a Windows user, but I learned a lot of my video editing on a Mac. And I learned Final Cut back when Final Cut X was brand new, and Final Cut 9, I think it was Final Cut 9, was it? Was one of the last of the generation numbers. And X was awful when it first came out, absolutely horrendous. So I wouldn't touch it with an absolute barge pile. But I know a lot of people swear by it, but for those people, you're being in D tier, right? You're getting out of here. D tier. iMovie, getting F, right? Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. We just HitFilm. Okay, so I reviewed HitFilm on this channel. I did a when I found it, and to be honest, it is like a mix of Premiere Pro and Sony Vegas. And it also has a pretty cheap price point. It can do some cool things. And I think it's pretty good. I honestly think it's actually pretty good. I'm not even memeing, right? It's pretty good. Right, so yeah, it's going there. Check it out. You do have to pay for it. It's not free, but it's pretty good. All right, and then the last one is our boy, Davinci Resolve, right? Named after the man himself, Leonardo DiCaprio. This product is probably one of the most OP products you can ever get. The absolute standard that you can get for free editing is insane, and the fact that it's free and better than the entire of Adobe's Lumetri color space, color fucking thing, is insane. I would admit one thing: I'm not a Resolve editor. I'm learning it at the moment. It's fucking hard. It's way more complicated. The node base structure is something that I'm kind of learning side by side with Blender, but it's absolute S tier. From what it offers is unbeatable. Unbeatable. And then when you do pay for it, it's not that bad when you think about it in the aspect. So here is the current tier list for my 2021 video editing softwares. I think, you know, I'm pretty happy. I agree with it. I don't change my mind over some of these. You know, Sony Vegas is there mainly because of nostalgia. So that is it. Ladies and gentlemen, if you disagree with me, make sure to let me know down below about how stupid and ugly I am. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you being around, and I will see you in the